Welcome to another wonderful episode of What's the Buzz with Ray. Joining us, we have my good friend, my student, Dr. Singhal. I have to say it again, Dr. Singhal. Um, you want to introduce yourself and give them a little bit of background about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Dr. Singhal, as Ray said. I go by Sach, my first name, and I've been a practicing dentist for about 21 years. Live here in Chino Hills, and very happy to be here. And very happy to meet Ray.
Okay.
He's changed my life.
I've changed your life, man. We've met. I sat in your dentist chair and your dental chair, and you've worked on me for many years. And what made you want to join my course?
Well, I've always been interested in real estate, and and just watching you, talking to you, and talking and just listening to you talk about the deals that you've been doing, how much money it's been bringing in, and I was very intrigued, and I was like, "Man, this guy's doing something right," and I need to pay attention to see what else I can learn or see what he's doing, and so that's what got me interested.
So let me ask you, at any point, were you ever skeptical of what I was doing or how I was doing it?
Um,
Be
no,
honest.
I mean, you're always kind of, yeah, I mean, in terms, you're always kind of worried about, if you're going to invest with someone or if you're going to try what somebody's doing, you're always a little bit skeptical. I'm not going to lie, but for some reason, you told me one thing, and I remember you said, "Doc, I've trusted you with my teeth, so now you need to trust me with what I'm doing." And I was like, "Hey, what can I say now?" It's true. You put your trust in me, so I said, I need to
You
reciprocate that,
gambled.
and I got to give him the at least give him the option to try. I mean, I got to try it out.
Yeah. And we've been working together for what, 3, maybe 4 years now?
Yes.
And let me ask you, on your most profitable deal, if you don't mind disclosing, you can opt out, you can disclose, it's 100% up to you. On one of your most profitable deals, how long did it take and what was your profit margin?
I think it took what, maybe about 4 or 5 months, if that, and for with the amount I invested, I made what, $37,500, which is amazing. I mean, you I don't know where else you can get that kind of
That's
return,
crazy.
and that was on one deal,
Yeah,
and we had a couple of them going, and I think those 3 4 months, the return was awesome.
was awesome. Now, what are you doing with the returns that you have? Are you traveling more, buying a bigger have you bought a bigger house? What are some of the fun things that you've done?
Um, Reinvesting is one, because I definitely see the growth of this, and it's like, why not keep doubling your money if you can?
Mhm.
And but I did buy a bigger house about 3 years ago. At that point, we were just kind of getting into it, getting started. But for the main part, I've traveled so much this year.
Yeah.
I've been able to take off more time off of work.
I know you were telling me, man, your wife is so excited that you guys are able to travel so much. I mean,
Yes.
I remember one time we were sitting and talking. I was in your dental chair, and you were telling me you had your first experience on the Autobahn.
Yes, I've been to the
How was that?
Autobahn. Awesome. Been to Germany. Took my and it's not just me and my wife. I've taken the whole family. We went to New
Wow.
York this year. We went to Argentina this year. I went to Panama this year. I've never taken off so much time in my life off of work, and it's made me a happier person. It's made
Mhm.
me a better boss at work. My wife is definitely happy traveling more. My kids are amazed. My kids are like, "Wow, Dad, we get to go to all these cool places." My son was asking me the other day, "When are we going to Argentina again?" And I'm like, "Hey, maybe soon."
And that's all due, or a large portion, or would you say a small portion is due to Ray Foster's secrets to real estate investing?
I'd say it's got a big part to do with Ray Foster investing. I mean, yes, I'm a dentist, and people think, yeah, dentists make decent money, which sure I do, but at the same time, you know, we have a lot of expenses, and you buy a bigger house, the cars, the insurances, the kids. So you tend to sometimes lose out on taking the time off and traveling and then just enjoying life. And I think having not just a little bit of extra cash, but a lot of extra cash, you're able to put more away into retirement. You're able to travel and just have a good time and not stress about life.
Now, one thing you've told me, and this actually makes me feel good inside, um, your what is it? Who you invest with Merrill Lynch or
Yes, I do have. So I have my retirement account with Merrill Lynch, and almost the last 2 years, I've probably put away very little.
Mhm.
And, yes, and my retirement guy was like, "Hey, man, what's going on? Don't you wanna retire? How come you haven't put, much money away?" And I'm like, "Well, I found something better." And he was like, "What do you mean?" And, like anybody, he was a little skeptical about it, and I told him, I said, "Look, I've done a couple of these deals, I've had some great returns. This guy's given me no reason to stop,
Mhm.
and, I'm gonna keep on doing it because it's great. I mean, it's made my life so much better."
It's great, yeah. And that's one thing I look at in as far as real estate. As long as you hold real estate, how can you lose? I mean, think about it. Yes, the economy is like a roller coaster. Okay. It's up, it's down, sometimes it stays level. But as long as you can have someone paying you a positive cash flow, or you can learn how to sandwich a deal, flip a deal, whatever it may be, even if you do seller carry and sandwich a deal, you're still making positive cash flow and your money's tied up, but you're getting a positive return more than you can ever believe, more than stock, more than anything. One thing I'm afraid of stock. I'm gonna be honest with you. I lost $350,000 in the stock market. I was sick to my stomach, didn't know how I was gonna make it through. And real estate has just brought me through some tough times. I mean, I remember going back to a one-bedroom apartment, eating cornflakes out of the box with no milk, and just got a good deal on the table and made 150 grand. I know people they're tired of hearing this story, but it's true. I mean, where in the world can you invest? Honestly, I started this business with $53, man.
Yeah. Yep.
$53. We're buying crazy amounts of real estate. I'm able to change people's lives like yours, where, you know, I'm a person that comes from a less fortunate family. And to be able to say I have friends that are doctors, that are lawyers, that can better my life and they better my life. I'm better my life and I can better their life. That's a true accomplishment. And let me ask you, are there any regrets that you can think of or that you may have or any challenges that you face by dealing with Ray Foster?
My only regret, and I'll be honest, is
Be honest.
I wish I'd met you 10 years ago because, yeah, I mean, I have 0 regrets otherwise. I really wish, you go through life and sometimes you're like, you're looking for that break or you're looking for, like you said, I'm not into the stock market. Stock market scares me. I've tried a little bit. I haven't lost a whole lot because I'm too nervous to lose.
Yeah.
I lose 5, 10 grand and that upsets me. And, I've always believed in real estate as well, but, I've always wanted to meet someone that could at least show me how or get me started or, see what they're doing right and try to piggyback off of that. And, I've had 0 regrets other than I wish I'd met you earlier. And, like I said, it's changed my life. I'm so much happier.
We've we've talked and you've tried real estate on your own. And you've told me some of your regrets that you've had starting real estate on your own. Um, would you go back to doing real estate on your own?
Probably not. I mean, on my own, it's one of those things. I mean, I've thankful with working with you. I've built up some capital to where, yes, I could maybe, if I do find some good deals, I could probably buy and hold them. But at the same time, I've had a lot of headaches where I've
Yeah,
bought these good deals and I've tried to rent them out and hold on to them. And you get these renters, they pay you rent for 2 months, 3 months, and then you gotta evict them, go through the process. The process with investing with you has brought me more money, more peace of mind, and really less work. And
and a lot less stressless nights,
a
right?
lot less stress is not. I mean, I don't know why I would change that at this point. I have no reason to.
So no, I'm happy I can do this for you, and I'm happy that you've decided to take my course, go through the trials, the errors with me, and then actually start investing with me. That's a true accomplishment for me. Um, Now, your latest deal with me, um, where do you see yourself, or what do you see yourself doing for 2020?
Oh, I just hope this keeps going. I mean, I'm gonna keep investing and hopefully we keep making these returns and I'm gonna hopefully one day retire early, travel more, and just enjoy life.
Yeah. You've actually went out and got your real estate license recently, huh?
I'm
What,
working
6
on
months?
it.
Oh,
Yes,
you're still working?
I'm still working on it. I've taken the classes.
Uh-huh.
Same thing, motivated by you, seeing what you do. And I said, you know what? I want to get my real estate license. I've taken the classes. I just got to take the test. That's been a little bit of laziness on my part,
Okay.
but it's something I'm still definitely going to do.
Mhm. Now, you've seen some of the real estate that we've purchased. In your right mind, would you do it yourself?
I would absolutely love to do it myself, but I mean, for me, having a full time job and that makes it harder. And so to invest with you is a great thing for me to do because it's less work for me, and I still get some great returns. Obviously, not as great as that you're getting, but you're doing the work. So, um, but one day, I mean, I want. I mean, that's the idea behind getting my real estate license and learning from you is to maybe one day do some of these deals on my own. And who knows? Maybe a dentistry might be a thing of the past.
Yeah. You've talked about actually retiring a couple of times with me, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of my goals is definitely to retire early and just travel more and enjoy the family.
And you don't have to disclose this if you don't want to, but I think it's good for our audience. So I'm gonna leave the decision up to you. And we won't talk about specific numbers, but would you say you've profited 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures?
Yes. Oh man. I
I know
mean,
that's a tough question.
just in the last, I don't mind sharing with the audience. I mean, just in the last, what, 4 or 5 months, it was like 60, $70,000, which
Wow.
is, I've been doing this with you for, like you said, 2.5, 3 years maybe. So it's definitely been six figures for sure.
Wow. 6 figures in what, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6 months?
Yeah.
Where in the world, man, I don't I when I was in construction, I was making good money. And me being an owner of a construction company, I couldn't fathom making 6 figures profit in that short amount of time.
Oh yeah. I mean, I agree with you. And I don't know where else I can invest or who else I can invest with and get these kind of returns. So, rightfully, why my Merrill Lynch guy's not happy because
He hates me now.
I'm not getting six figures in a year. That's for
Man,
sure.
and that's actually a I'm taking all this as a compliment, honestly, because we're dealing with a huge hedge fund, and I'm able to give you better returns and better results on your money in a quicker amount of time. I mean, what else can you ask for?
It's nothing. I mean, like I said, like you asked me for 2020. I just hope this keeps going. I mean,
I,
beyond 2020.
yeah, we're going to make a lot of money. The reason
Well,
being is technology is taking over, and I'm on the cusp of it because I'm trying to keep up with the times, and I'm doing things where I don't know if you ever heard of micro flipping. A lot of people are not familiar with micro flipping. So micro flipping is because there's a lack of inventory. What we're doing is we're trying to buy up as much real estate as we can, and we just talked about it a little bit before the podcast started. We already have one of your new investments already under contract. So
Yes.
only thing we're waiting on is them to sign our counter offer. I mean, you just invested what?
Maybe a month ago?
Maybe not even a
Maybe
month ago.
maybe like 2, 3 weeks ago.
Exactly. Like, man,
And to get that return in that short a
that
time,
short amount of time. Now, it's
man,
not a promise now, but we have to wait to see if they sign it. I'm hoping and I'm praying, my fingers are crossed that they sign that counter. If they sign that counter, we're golden.
man,
I mean, micro flipping is just a thing of the future because I'm gonna be honest, real estate agents right now, they're going to be nothing but bird dogs for these big companies like Open Door, Zillow, Redfin. And even though I'm gonna be honest, I don't have money. Obviously, I don't have money like them, but that's my competition, and I'm competing with them, and I'm able to keep up with them. Why? Because I have the hustle, the heart, and the drive to be able to put them in competition. I mean, I've taken many deals from Open Door. I've taken many deals from Zillow. And once I thoroughly explain the process and guarantee the person X amount of dollars that they're going to walk away with no matter what, guess who they're coming with? Second Chance Investment Group, Ray Foster, right?
Ray Foster,
Ray
absolutely.
Foster. That's
You
what I
know,
love.
I have other friends that are in the real estate and they have their license, they're in the game and but I have not seen anybody do what you're doing.
What I'm doing.
And it's funny. I mean, if I share with you, I have another guy who's a real estate agent and he tried me to get me to invest with him one time
Mhm.
and the return he was offering almost made me laugh 'cause I was like, "It's okay, man. I got something better on the table." And he was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for the offer, but, it was terrible."
So let me ask you, it's funny that other investors, other agents, they I'm not gonna say fear me, but they're intimidated by me. Why?
I don't think they, have the knowledge of knowing of doing what you're doing or know how to do it right. I or have the hustle. I mean, I've talked to you, and, you're like, "Hey, man, I'm driving here. I gotta get up at 4 AM. I gotta do this." And, I mean, you're putting in the work, you're putting in the time, and like you said, you're taking care of the deals, you're taking care of your investors, you're taking the people that you're buying from, and, I think it's hard for others to do that.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, with me, I put money second. You know, when you learn to put money second, that's when you truly get wealthy. Um, Money is always going to come as long as you treat people right. Now, of course, you're going to have vultures. You have to be able to distinguish the vultures versus the people that are out for your best interest. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. There was actually, it was only one deal that I've actually ran, or was it two? I've ran behind because unforeseen personal and family issues happen, but you have to understand that, right?
Absolutely, and
And
that's the thing, I trust you, and I never once said, "Hey, Ray, what's going on? Why are we late?" Because I'm not worried about it. You've always told me, "Hey, doc, if at any point you want out, you don't feel comfortable, you let me know, and I'll
exactly.
take care of you." And nobody gives you that promise, and it's funny what you said because that's the same thing that my dean at my dental school told us.
Uh-huh.
He said, "If you take care of people and you put money second." you'll do well in
you'll do
life.
well in life, you know.
And I think my practice has done well, and I think that's why you've done well.
And my mentor, and I don't speak about him much, but my mentor, he's in he dabbles in real estate a little bit, but he's not as fluent as I am. Um, he tells me, Ray, as long as you take care of people, people are the ones that's gonna make you money. Money doesn't really make you money. Money is just a tool that you have to create greater wealth. But people are the ones that's going to make you more money. Because when you have a problem, money can't solve problems. There's
Yeah,
no way in the world money's going to solve a problem. But the brains, the knowledge of other people, the experience of other people, the education of other people are going to help you through whatever you have to go through in life. And I'll be honest, this is the first man that I could ever, and I'll name him, is Aaron Zisman. Um, he walks me through life, and I don't even think he knows the things that he tells me that actually helps me through the tough times that I have in life. Um, I've never cried in front of a man, but this is someone that I can open up to, and he gives me the best advice that I can possibly ever get in life. And he never wants anything more from me than my word. Um, and that's why I can have friends that I can say that are doctors. Not in a million years. I come from South Central Los Angeles. Not in a million years would I've ever thought I can shake hands and say, "Hey, I have a doctor as a friend." you know?
absolutely.
That's amazing.
yeah, I mean, I don't just consider you an investing partner, or I mean, it's more than that. I really do consider you as a friend, and
I consider you as a friend as well.
and
And, we've talked, we've done things together, and we just sit around and we treat life like it's a part of our friendship.
absolutely. That's why we're sitting around here today, having
Exactly.
a glass of rum, having some cigars, and enjoying
And
life.
enjoying life, right? Smiling at
Absolutely.
one another.
And I hope this continues for
It's
you.
it's going to continue, I promise you, especially with the market the way it's going right now. A lot of people are going to become scared, but it's actually a beautiful time because once again, as inventory gets thin, that means we're in control. Okay. Being in control of the product that you have, you can't do nothing but make money. You're naming the price. I mean, think about it. We've expanded to excuse me. We've expanded to four separate states besides California. So that's putting us in five different states. I've took control. I wanted to become the king of California 4 years ago. I accomplished that dream in 1 year. No one has, you see these big guys on HGTV, and actually, I tried out for an HGTV show, and what they were offering me, I just didn't want. I'm like, why would I spend my time, spend my wheels in making you guys money when you're offering me a lot less than what I'm currently doing now? So guess what? I'll start my own podcast. I'll start my own television show, whatever I need to do to show you guys that I'm smarter than you, I'm better than you, and I have the knowledge that you guys have. Only difference is you guys have degrees. I have a high school diploma, man.
I'm a doctor, and you make way more money than I do.
No,
So,
I wouldn't say that,
oh
man.
no, you are. So, no, hats off to you. Cheers. I mean, it's awesome. You're absolutely right. I mean, degrees are helpful, but at the same time, it's the hard work. It's the time you put in, the knowledge that you have, and just taking that knowledge and just doing it over and over again.
Yeah, you have to keep doing it over and over. And I'm gonna tell you one thing I learned in life. When your heart beats fast and you get that anxiety, that's when you need to make you need to take charge because it's just I live my life by a certain theory. If you're gonna run and try to jump over a car, right? There's no way in the world you're gonna jump over that car, right?
Oh, no way.
But if there was a 200-pound Rottweiler chasing you, ready to bite you, what are you gonna do?
You're gonna jump over a
You're gonna
semi,
jump, you're gonna
forget the
jump over
car.
that car, right?
Absolutely.
And you're going to make it over that car no matter what because you're trying to get away from that dog. And what's going on? Your heart's beating, your adrenaline is going, and you're going to make it happen no matter what because you're not thinking of the consequences. And that's how I invest. You know, I invest in a way where other people are afraid. You know, with this downturn in the market, people are starting to head for the hills. That makes it a little bit more exciting for me. You know why? Because this house here that costs 300,000, they owe 150,000. That's 50% below market, right?
Yes,
Now you can negotiate showing them, hey, this market is starting to dip a little bit. I can offer you 30 cents on the dollar. I can offer you 40 cents on the dollar. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to take it.
absolutely.
And we make the big profits from there. It's all about disclosing. And that's what I'm big for. Anytime I deal with someone and dealing with you, if you've ever asked me for anything, have I hesitated to disclose anything to you?
Not at all.
No, and that's just who I am. I disclose any and everything that I have when I'm dealing with a person because guess what? If you keep everything open and you're free with what you do, no one has any reason to doubt you or to question you.
Absolutely right. You've disclosed to me what the property looks like, what it's worth. What do you think you'll get for it? I've even been to one of those in the Bay Area. Oh
Oh
my
yeah, oh
God.
my God.
It's crazy what these things that you got to deal with. It's pretty crazy.
That was a fun deal. We did in
Oh
what
yes.
was it, Richmond, right?
Richmond,
And
absolutely.
that was what, maybe our fourth, fifth deal together.
Yep.
I bet you thought, man, what did I get myself into?
Yes. I looked at the
Seriously?
place and I was like, no, I mean, I knew you could do it. I didn't doubt you. I was more like, man, I can't believe that you deal with these things,
Yeah.
but you do it, and obviously you make great profit doing it.
Yeah, I deal with things that other people don't want to deal with, and
Yeah,
that's the key to my success, is finding things that other people are afraid of, you know. And there's a lot of hoarders, there's a lot of people that just don't take care of their things, and other people, other investors, they see that and they figure, okay, I have to tear this down, I have to tear that down. What I look at is okay, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to make the most from what I've invested? You know, and I'm gonna be honest, that was a challenge. That was actually one of the hardest deals that I've ever orchestrated myself because we ran into, and this is funny. This is a deal that I talk about where out of 1,500 boards, we had to take out and replace 1,200 boards.
oh man.
So we might as well have tore the house down, but we got through it. We had to replace sewer laterals, wells, sub pumps. It was just a nightmare. But after we were done, we've invested maybe 125, $130,000 in the total rehab, well beyond our budget. And luckily for us, the market was increasing at that time. And with the market increasing, I think we made 275 profit. I mean, what other business in the world can you make $275,000 off one freaking deal? It's freaking amazing.
It's more than I made, so hey.
Oh.
In a whole year, you made that in one project. And I've seen your final products too. I mean, I've saw it in Corona, I saw it in Pomona, I've seen a couple of
Yeah,
others, and I mean, it's amazing, really nice work,
yeah.
and
And that Corona deal, you would have never imagined what I can do with that property. That Corona deal that you and I did together was just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, we took a drug house and turned it into an amazing piece of real estate.
Yeah.
I mean, you walked through and you were like, "How in the hell did you do this, Ray?"
It was beautiful work, that's what I'm saying.
So back to you. Um, Give us a little bit of insight of what you most enjoy and your experiences with me. I know we've been talking about it, but I want to hear it directly from you
I mean,
and
it's just
just take the floor.
for me, it's just been I mean, it's just been, like I said, amazing. I wish I'd met you years ago. You definitely have changed my life. I've become a happier person. My family loves it. It hasn't been a whole lot of work for me,
Mhm.
and you do a lot of the work. I mainly am investing with you, and the returns have been awesome. Which, I can't find these returns anywhere else. At the same time, I don't feel that I'm putting up a lot of risk. A lot of times you hear that it's bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. In this case, I feel the risk has been pretty minimal. I mean, I understand there's always risk in investing, but the returns that I've been getting, they've been awesome. And I mean, 2019 was definitely one of my best years, and I really enjoyed it. And knock on wood, I hope this doesn't stop. I want to
I hope
continue
so, yeah,
going, and
man.
it's been great.
So back to the question. You didn't answer it directly.
What was maybe I missed the
Um,
question.
Three figures, four figures, five figures, six figures.
Oh, for sure, six figures. I mean, I'd say
There's no way six figures.
I mean, we're way. Uh, like I said, in 6 months it was 70 grand. So you figure after 2, 3 years, I mean, we're probably talking 150, 200. I mean, at least.
Yeah, I think you made more than that in a
And
year with
I'm,
me,
yeah,
man.
but I'd have to sit down with my calculator and crunch the numbers. But yeah, I mean, where else am I gonna make that kind of? I mean, it's almost like I'm, making an extra income,
Yeah,
and
with no work.
with no work. And I mean, my wife's able to stay home. She takes care of the kids this way. The kids are taken care of. Everybody's happy.
And where's your wife now?
And my wife's she's traveling. She's in India
Oh,
visiting her
wow,
parents,
man.
and I get to now take care of the kids and work. But it's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's really opened up a lot of doors. There's no hesitation now about can I do this? Should I do this? Now it's more like, when can we do
When can we
this?
do this?
When can
Yeah.
we do this? When are we I've already planned a trip to Italy next year in March.
Wow.
I'm planning hopefully to go somewhere in the summer. I'm doing a cruise this year in December. Where do you think this extra income came from?
Yeah.
It's not pulling teeth.
No.
Yeah.
And talking about that, we've actually had a couple of and this is off the topic, and this just shows you the type of investor I am. And this may sound a little disgusting and it's off the subject, but you've actually sold me gold teeth, right?
Yes, and that's the thing. I mean, I'm like, man, this guy works so hard. He's in so many different businesses, and you've been like, hey, doc, you have any gold teeth that you get, and just give them to me. I'll take care of it. And so I mean, that really talks about your character in terms of what kind of hardworking person you are. I mean, you just don't quit, and I mean, you've made so much money, and if you said, hey, I'm gonna take 6 months, a year off, you probably could, but no, you're
Yeah,
like,
I'm
hey, I'm
not.
gonna keep this going. Could I even asked you one time, like, "Hey, dude, do you ever plan on slowing down? I mean, you're doing well, take some time off, take a vacation." You're like, "Why would I? I'm making so much money
Yeah.
right now. I'm gonna keep this going as long as I can." And I'm like, "Man, that's dedication."
Let me ask you this. If you had the opportunity to make $1,000,000 a month, would you take a vacation?
Yeah. Hey, point taken, point taken. Yeah, I'd probably keep working till yeah, I'd
Yeah,
probably
there's no way I can stop, man.
no, you're right. I
And
get it.
with growth being on the horizon, I want to take advantage of it because I see what's coming. And My plan, I'm gonna be honest, my plan is once the real estate market gets to its top level, I'm gonna back off for maybe 6 months to a year and then let it explode. Once it explodes, my investors may be mad at me because I took some time off. I'm not giving them their returns because I say, hey, let's slow down. Let's not invest now. Let's wait. And that's a smart investor,
Oh,
knowing
absolutely.
when to wait,
And
right?
I totally agree with you. I think that's the smartest thing to do. Why would you at the peak, I mean, unless you can see that
Yeah.
the profit's gonna keep going, I think it only makes sense. Wait, um, till things come down like crazy and then go in hardcore.
Yeah. And you
Absolutely.
have to know when to back off and you have to know when to go full force. Right now, to me, my personal opinion, it's time to go full force because one, interest rates are low. All right.
Right.
There's a refi boom. Okay. Refi boom is just about at its wits end. Okay. So what's gonna happen is nobody wants to move when the interest rates are so low. So the foreclosure rate is still high. Okay. The divorce rate is still high. Tax liens are always going to be around. Okay. Code violations are always going to be around. But when the market reaches its peak, that's when, and you eliminate and you dispose of everything that you have, that's when you need to sit down with your investors, say, hey, we need to take 6 months off. I'm going to come back to you guys. We're going to relax for a little bit. And then when the market falls, we're going to buy everything up and we're going to do lease options. We're going to do sandwich deals. There's so many different, and I'm not going to expose them all, but there's so many different opportunities we have to make money in a down economy. One thing that I love, I try to follow the Indian culture. I try to follow the Asian culture, right? Because these two cultures, they're the ones that's making the crazy amounts of money right now. And if you think about it, let's take 2009, 2008, 2009. Who bought up all the real estate in Eastvale and Chino Hills?
Absolutely, you're right. The
Indians and Asians,
Indians,
right?
Asians, all over the IE.
Exactly.
I have friends that have bought like 4, 5, 6, 7 condos at a time
Mhm.
at 40, $50,000 a condo,
Yeah,
two-bedroom condo. And you're right. I mean, they waited, they knew the crash was coming, and you're smart about that. Wait for that crash. And when it happens, it's a buying opportunity
yeah.
like anything.
And right now is the prime time to hoard money. Hoard as much money as you can because when these times come, you want to be able to come in and say, okay, I'm going to be able to invest this money and sit back for 2 or 3 years and wait on my return. The reason being is because guess what? This is when you take out more. Right now, we're paying cash for all our houses, but this is time that you take out investor loans. You get someone else to pay that investor mortgage. You get someone else to give you that positive cash flow, and you get someone else to give you that large lump sum of money, right? So whatever you invest, I think investor loans are 20% down right now, right? If you do a lease option with someone, they're going to give you 35% on your investment. So what does that mean? You made a 15% positive cash flow. You got your money back, you still own the real estate, and you're collecting positive cash flow monthly. And you have someone that's going to buy your house at a future market value, which is what, $150,000. in 5 years. You got your investment.
Right.
You have no gamble. You have no risk involved. But you have someone that's giving you 15% more than what you put into the deal. They're giving you an additional 3 to 5% monthly income, and they're going to buy the real estate from you for 100 to $150,000 more than what you paid for it.
Sounds like a win-win. Can't wait.
It's a win-win situation. How can you lose? But you have to know when these times are here.
Yes.
And honestly, I would say my predicament 2021, 2022 is when we're going to go into heartache. So, my advice to you is to hoard as much cash as you can because you're going to become more wealthier than you've ever been in your life. I mean, whatever dollar amount that you know you have, just imagine that 3, 4 times, if not more.
Man,
I'm ready for it,
I'm
man.
excited. Let's do
I lost,
it.
man, believe me. Um, Back in 2008, I lost $3.5 million. The worst time of my life. I didn't know what to do. And now that I look at it, I'm like, man, that was the best lesson I've ever learned in my life. You go back to a one bedroom apartment eating cornflakes out the box, right? You couldn't be no more of a failure in life, right? But as I'm looking at it now that I'm in my prime, it's like I see everything. I can pretty much predict what's coming and what's going on. And it's just a super blessing to me, man. And
Sometimes that's the best thing. I mean, you did definitely like, you learn from your failures
yeah.
and I just told my son that just I think yesterday where he was doing some homework and I'm like, I don't care if you get it wrong because I want you to get it wrong.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to learn
You're
from it.
gonna learn from your mistakes in
And so
life.
you're right.
And
Absolutely.
you've been through dental school, and honestly, how many times have you screwed up in dental school?
Oh man.
You're a genius, so don't
Yeah, yeah, I never screw up. What are you talking about? Everything looks perfect. But no, you're right. I mean, and I think that's the thing is, and once you screw up, you'd learn from it, and then you get to you really get to see things a little better.
Yeah, you see
And
things in a different light,
absolutely,
and you take one problem and you learn 10 solutions. And as long as you can learn from the mistakes that you've made in life, you're always going to be a great.
absolutely.
So, any final words, any closing statements that you may have for the audience?
Um, I would only no. I mean, the only thing I would say is if you're hesitant or you're thinking about it, investing or taking your class and getting involved, I'd say give this man a chance. I mean, he's done great things for me. He's changed my life. I'm so glad I took that leap. Of just I think we just started with one deal. I said, all right,
Yeah.
let's just take this one deal, see how it goes. You know, 3 4 months later money was back with some, extra cash. And I was like, wow, this is nice. And then, I think I did another two. And I was like, wow. So, yeah, the other thing I'd say to audiences is, you know, I understand your hesitation, but you just got to do it.
You have to
And
do it.
uh,
And that's one thing. And it's a gamble. I'm always
yeah,
gambling in life, and you have to take risks in order to become successful. One thing that I want to do with my mentorship is I'm offering it right now 100% free. There's no risk, no investments to anyone that wants me to mentor them. Only thing that I'm looking for is a true hustler, someone that has the heart and the desire to become successful. And I try to bring people on to our podcast. And I'm gonna be honest, you're the first person that I've had actually sit in the room with me where you're sitting in the baller's room because you've earned it.
Oh,
You've
thank you.
earned the baller room role because you've took that leap of faith and you've built confidence and in me. And I haven't let you down. I won't let you down. And I'm going to continue to teach you the secrets that I know in this real estate investing world. When I see something dangerous, I'm like, we need to wait. Let's hold off. No matter how good the profits may be, we're going to wait. We're going to hold off and we're just going to wait to the next deal. Pass it up.
Yep, and you've done that. You've
I've
showed up
done it, right?
listings where you're like, I've seen this listing, there's money in it, but I think there's some dangerous things that we need to walk away from.
Hmm.
And I'm like, hey, you know best. If you think it's dangerous, I don't want to touch
You don't want to
it.
touch
Let's
it.
walk away then.
So,
Oh,
to wrap this up, I have my good friend, my business partner, my student, Dr. Singhal. I gotta say it again, man. I'm a dude, I'm a kid from the ghetto, man.
oh no, man.
Dr. Singhal. I'm proud to say I'm able to shake hands with a doctor.
No, man. It's the other way around. I'm happy to shake hands with you.
So we've made a lot of money together and we're gonna continue
Absolutely.
to make money. And we want to continue to show our audience um, what progress we have. Um, I want to show them some of the deals that we've performed and we've done together. I actually have you on actually one of our advertisements right now where I'm giving you a check, and I think
Yes.
was that a decent check, the 37 grand?
That was 37,500
Oh shit,
on
I don't
one
remember.
deal.
3,700. I mean 37,000. All I know, man. He said
37,000.
37.5,
I
man.
believe it was 37.5, whatever it
It
was,
was
but it was
it was a
phenomenal.
good check, man.
It
You
was
had a good drink, right?
that day was great.
I guarantee your wife gave you a hug and a kiss that night,
Uh,
right?
sometimes don't sometimes I have to not tell her how much
Oh
exactly the check
shit.
was. She'll be like, "Oh man, let's go
I'm going
shopping."
shopping. Yeah, no.
Yeah, and I said,
That's the
"Oh,
same with me, man.
yeah,
So
I give her some for shopping and said, hey, the rest we got to reinvest this. We got to keep it going." So
fun
she
times.
understands.
Yeah, fun times, living life.
Yeah,
Ray Foster's Secrets to Real Estate Investing, The Baller Room with Dr. Singhal. Check us out. What's the Buzz with Ray? And we're going to continue with this legacy and this journey that we're going on. Stay tuned to our next class. Our next class is going to be November 22nd at 6 p.m. at our offices in Ontario. Join us. I have a lot to share with you guys, and I hope to see you guys there. Come learn the true secrets of real estate investing. No money out of your pocket. Never will I ever sell you guys a course. Join us November 22nd, 6 p.m. at our offices in Ontario. Ray Foster, Secrets to Real Estate Investing. Let's have fun on this journey.